You know the vibes. Welcome back to another episode of the Hoop Genius podcast. It's slightly delayed. It's not out at 7 a.m. like usual. It's a little bit delayed.
Wow. Hey.
I said
we moved into the new era. I thought we was old school on this podcast.
Well, here's the thing, BJ. If we
recorded
recorded a podcast first thing this morning or last thing at night for you, we wouldn't have got a podcast. We would have just got 30 minutes of me laughing because the Lakers are 0-4 without Russell Westbrook playing. So everyone who said Russell Westbrook's fault that the Lakers are bad, send me your apologies now. This podcast is sponsored by NBA 2K23, by the way. If you want your copy, go get it in bio. Got to say that at the start. But I'm ready for the apologies, BJ, because I heard from everyone the Lakers stink because Russell Westbrook can't shoot. Russell Westbrook's the reason the Lakers are losing. Well, guess what? He didn't play, and they still got whoops. So I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it from all these people who hate on Russell Westbrook. I'm ready. What I did see, though, last night was Mr. LeBron James. 8 of 21 from the field. 2 from 8 from downtown. And he must have been watching Jaylen Brown highlights because he had 8 turnovers to go with it all. And you're telling me it's Russell Westbrook's fault that his team stinks? No, this team just stinks. I've had enough.
That's it?
No.
I was expecting more.
Anthony Davis holding his back up, hanging on the rim. What's going on? In the start of the season. You're supposed to be healthy. You said you wanted to play 82 games this year. Kendrick Perkins told me you were going to be MVP. Stephen A told me you were a top 10 player. Ridiculous. I seen a tweet today.
Okay.
It said, who's to blame for the Lakers' struggles? All of them. Owner, GM, the front office. All of them are to blame. Leave Russell Westbrook alone. You lot thought that would solve your problems. Respect the former MVP and future Hall of Famer, because the Lakers' problems go way deeper than blaming a guy who didn't sign as a free agent, a guy you traded for. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear no more Russell Westbrook slander from anyone. That's it. That's the show. That's the show.
That's it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead,
I just
BJ.
happened to watch the game. I just watched the game. I mean, you look.
Jokic, man, what a beast.
Yeah, he's
bullying
a
Anthony
fascinating
Davis.
Player. He makes it look so easy too. You know, it's kind of like he's just out there kind of, you know, he's just tiptoeing through the tulips and he throws one hand low look passes and
You see,
he doesn't jump high.
Do you see what it is,
but he gets it
BJ?
done.
My little brother is 10 years younger than me.
Okay.
So when I play basketball with his friends,
Okay.
that's how I play. I'm just walking through, little shot here, little hook shot there. But he's doing it against the best players in the world. It's insane.
I know. He you know, as you've heard me say this, he's so charming to watch. I mean, he's just, you know, he's just like, I mean, does he sweat? I mean, he's not working hard,
bro.
So you know he's not sweating.
He's like,
so he's just kind of.
He's just chilling. He's the old man at the pickup game.
Exactly.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, he's just, he sprints back, and you know he's trying to get back, but he just can't get there, and he just moves on to the next play. But you know what? He's
31 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, and
I mean,
4
seriously.
steals.
Okay, Mo, here's my question. Without us having to name names, right? Because we know what it is there in LA. What should the Lakers really do, though?
Okay.
Like, seriously, what should they really do so that we don't have to keep going down this path of like, oh, the Lakers are going to win the championship? What should the Lakers really do?
Here is my solution.
Okay.
Fire Rob Pelinka.
Okay.
Hire Mo Moonsey and special advisor BJ Armstrong, and we'll fix it. Genie Bus, I know you're listening. We ain't telling you the secrets here. In all seriousness, there is nothing they can do, okay? Because the players they've got, you're going to trade them for what? Other role players. Okay, the only thing you could do is trade Anthony Davis, but If he doesn't get healthy, you're not going to get a good return on that trade because people have seen now that he struggles to stay healthy. And it's not like you're going off potential. This is the season, the third season in a row where LeBron said, oh, this is AD's team now. I'm going to take a back seat. AD's been playing well. Don't get me wrong. AD has played good defense, played great defense in the first few games, been contributing on offense, but he's AD. You're not going to get someone of that caliber in return in a trade at this point of the season.
Right.
You could trade Russell Westbrook, but let's be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. And if it does, what are you going to get in return? You're going to get players that will add on salary in the long term. Even if you go and get Mike Conley from Utah, I think he's got one additional year, whereas Russell expires this summer. Or you're going to go and get Turner and Hield from Indiana. Is that going to save you? Instead of having 0 3-point shooters, you now have 2 on the roster. I think that's a good trade, but I don't know if that's going to happen because they don't want to give up their picks. So the unthinkable might be the only solution. Could it be time for the Los Angeles Lakers to trade LeBron James and just go into a full rebuild, try and get some picks back, try and start from scratch? Because here's the thing, B-Day. The Lakers have always had this thing. We don't need to tank. We don't need to worry about these things. We're a free agent destination. But guess what? The Clippers are building a brand new arena. The Clippers are being run by a front office who seem like they know how to construct a basketball team. The Clippers have got excellent coaching in place. They've got Kawhi Leonard. They've got Paul George. And over time, players are going to want to play with them more than the Lakers. So is your strategy for running your organization, oh, don't worry, we have hot weather here and players like to live in LA, so we don't need to worry about building a team because when LeBron retires, we'll just go and get whoever's a free agent to come and sign here. Is that your plan? If so, the way that contracts work now with a Supermax, do you see a lot of guys turning down? If the Lakers had cap space this summer, do you think Bradley Beal would have turned down a Supermax from Washington to go and play in LA? I don't think so. That's like an extra 50 M's. So they're in a sticky one. What do you think is the solution?
Wow, it's a major question, but I have to ask the question. I'm not going to wait till halfway during the season. And one of the things, certainly, I think this front office has to consider, I don't think they can wait till the trading deadline to make a decision.
I don't think they could wait the 25 games that they wanted to wait until Thanksgiving.
No, I don't think they can. I don't. So that's the first thing. What do I think they do? I think they have to really consider, Mo, the direction of this franchise and what it's going to look like moving forward into the future. And that means having to go out into a full out, I don't like the term rebuild, but a retool. They're going to have to figure out how to get young players into the fold and begin to realize what this is going to look like moving forward. Because right now, Mo, the current state is not looking good. They don't have any young players that you're saying that you can look at and go, this player could be a potential all-star or could be a potential player. And third, they don't have any really asset. I mean, if they got the number 1 pick this year, I believe it would go to the New Orleans Pelicans.
And oh my God.
So
do you know how much I want to see Wembanyama and Zion on the same team? Listen,
stay focused.
If that happens, I'm moving to New Orleans for the year.
Okay, stay focused. So I think they are at their moment of truth, probably sooner than they probably anticipated. Because when they made the trade for Anthony Davis, when LeBron James came here, I think they kind of thought that they had that part at least set where they could be a good team. And then it was their job to surround them with the right pieces. And right now, Mo, this is not looking well. And the future does not look bright. And I'm not anticipating that that they have young players already on their roster, currently on their current roster, that said that this team could be X. So I think now, Mo, it's time to say what a retool looks like.
Well,
because I don't see this getting or improving anytime soon, saying you're going to add a free agent, minimum free agents, by the way, right? Because they don't have any money.
So I have something I think
it's not looking good.
I have something I need to say, but I don't know if it's too real to share with the people. BJ, I'm going to ask you what you've asked me many times. Do I have permission to be honest with this?
Yes, you do, Mo.
Los Angeles Lakers, face of the franchise, LeBron James. We all know his ties with his best friend, Rich Paul, and Clutch Sports. They traded a plethora of young players, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, for Anthony Davis, also Clutch Sports. Now, you can say that trade was good because they won their Disney Bubble Championship, but you have got rid of all the... I'm just stating the facts here. They won a championship in a Disney Bubble. I don't know why it's funny to everyone. They won a championship in Disney World, okay? Anyway, and then I just look at this roster and I question a few things and wonder if they really make sense. Because we talk about the Lakers like a shooting. Troy Brown Jr., 0% from three so far. Okay? Lonnie Walker, 17.4% from three. Both of these players were signed this offseason, and they're both represented by Clutch Sports.
Oh.
Talon Horton Tucker, who they refused to trade for Kyle Lowry last season or the season before, Clutch Sports. Kendrick Nunn, also on the roster. What's he shooting right now? 23% from three. Clutch Sports. Over the years, remember they had a championship winning team with Rondo and JaVale McGee and all of these guys? Well, they went and got rid of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, and they brought in Montrezl Harrell, also Clutch Sports. So it's just an interesting thing that I've noticed with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I'm not saying they're signing players just because they're on the same agency as LeBron. I'm just saying it's interesting. It may just be purely a coincidence that they're stacking the roster with players that are signed to LeBron's best friend's agency. Okay? You know, if I ran an NBA team and my best friend had an agency, I might put a few of his players on a team too. Maybe I might. Maybe I might not. But I'm just saying, it's a funny coincidence that we're looking at half the team and they're all giving money to the same agent. Now, that's just, it might just be a coincidence. I don't want to throw any accusations. I don't want to say that's why they've signed these guys. I'm just saying it's an interesting coincidence that I've noticed from watching the roster moves of this organization. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave the people listening to do the maths and work it out for themselves if they can read between the lines to see what I'm saying. But this has gone on too long, and I've been wanting to say it for a while, and I just thought it's got to the point. Everyone's like, who's to blame? Who's to blame? Come on, man. We know what the problem is here. It is what it is. But yeah, you want to carry on talking about the Lakers? I'm done with the Lakers. I'm done.
Let's move right on. Let's move along. There's a lot on there was a lot.
So there was a lot that happened. There was a lot that happened.
Yes.
The Cavs took that W over the Magic. The Magic's still searching for the first win. They're pretty fun. I like what they're doing. I like what they're building. I think there was a survey that came out amongst NBA insiders, in inverted commas, if you're listening on audio, about which is the best run organization in the NBA. And they said the Orlando Magic were the worst run organization in the NBA. But I look at this team and I think they're in a pretty good place moving forwards. They might not be winning now. They're going to be right moving forwards. And also, how does a media reporter determine which organization is the best or worst run? I don't know.
I think it's a popular thing to say, popular thing to do.
I don't know.
You know what?
They had like the Celtics like 17th and they just gone to the NBA finals. Like, okay.
Well, I think with all the off-court stuff.
I think they did it by halftime refreshments. I think that's how those writers it was like, what's the pregame meal like? What's the pregame meal?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, if they're going by concession stands, the Warriors have to be like in the top 5.
You think?
Oh yeah, the Warriors are pretty good. We
were there.
I mean, but we had some great meals there. Come on.
My problem is it's not halal, so I couldn't enjoy any of that. You know what I'm saying? I
was eating a salad bar. I've been telling you,
BJ was enjoying
on this.
Steaks.
I was
chicken, and I'm at the salad bar eating lettuce. Man.
The Warriors are pretty good.
Warriors are pretty good. In Boston, they were doing lobster pregame.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they did.
You missed it. Well, the one game that you missed in Boston as well was crazy. They had a whole massive seafood buffet thing going on. It was crazy.
Yeah, they did have lobster. Yeah, that was good. The Knicks are pretty good too. The Knicks, I think it's the Delta Room. I don't know if it's still called that. You know, they changed it from year to year, but the Knicks are. Yeah, I'm all about. If that's how they're doing it, then you and I got to get on this list.
I would love to do a series. If anyone out there wants to sponsor it, me and BJ will gladly go to all 30 teams and review the meals at all 30 arenas. If anyone wants to sponsor it, you let us know. Get in touch. Hit me with an email. That would be a great content.
You know what? You know what I think would
we'll
be
take
fun
Gordon Ramsay with us.
Yeah, you know what would be fun is to go to every arena and rate the experience, not the game, just the experience.
Let's
like,
do it.
Okay, like Mo and BJ are going to go to every city. You know, we're going to go to Oklahoma and rate the experience. I mean, the total experience from the moment we land. This is what to expect when you go to this arena.
Let's do it.
And we're going to rate the experience, not the game.
Yeah,
because the NBA is an experience. It's an experience.
England is crumbling all around us, so I will happily take some time to go back to America and do that. So the Hawks came away with a win over the Pistons. Trae Young had a nice night. He was struggling shooting a little bit before. He went 1 from 7 last night, but still put up 35. Came away with a W. The Knicks beat the Hornets. Jalen Brunson looking real good. Jalen Brunson looking real good.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool for them. And then, of course, the Toronto Raptors went up against
let's
BJ's
pump the brakes here.
favorite for Coach of the Year. Let me ask you this, okay, BJ, because we can make jokes and we can make jokes. The Sixers defense, in particular in transition, this is what I was yesterday saying the Raptors will win. The Sixers defense in transition in particular, and then last night as well in the half court, how are they going to sort this out?
Okay. You know, I watch certain teams a little, you know, closer. I have to admit it, a little closer than others. And I'm really intrigued with this Philadelphia team because they have big names.
Mm-hmm.
They have great players, depth, talent, and now the expectations fall clearly on their shoulders now. You can't say they ought to get to the playoffs. You're saying this is the best team in the Eastern Conference. But something is going on. Now, Mo, you and I, the first week of the season, Mo, you said it in the summer. You said, no. But I keep chiming in going, you know what, I like Doc Rivers because I do. I think he's a terrific coach. Joel Embiid, we know, is an MVP caliber player. Okay. James Harden, former MVP, But Mo, it's time early in the season to say there's something wrong. There's something wrong here. Okay. Now, Mo, we all right, first game of the season, you're working it out. Second game of the season, I want to go back to this quote. Maybe you can find the quote. Doc Rivers said after they started 0-3, he had it was a different comment about the team. He was like something to, can you find that quote, Mo? I don't want to misquote him. He said something to the effect. Like, what did he say? He said, what did he say? I don't even want to misquote it.
Do you know roughly what it was?
It was something to the effect of, we're not ready to win yet.
Yeah.
Something he said.
That's what he said, yeah. I'll find the full quote, but carry on.
Okay, yeah. He said, we're not ready to win yet. And I thought,
yeah, he said it again. He said it again last night. 76ers lost to Raptors causes Doc Rivers to reiterate the message. We're not ready yet. Honestly, we're just not ready to win yet. And you can feel that. We got a lot of work to do. It's almost like we played these first 2 games hard, competed, and now we can win some games. You still got to go out there and earn the game. Of course, talking about playing the Celtics and the Bucks in his first few games and losing. Yes. Okay. They feel like other teams, it'd be a given.
So I had a friend, we're talking and he goes, hey, did you see that Doc Rivers quote? I said, yeah, I saw it. He goes, well, you think Utah's coaches felt that way?
You think Danny Ainge is going to let them feel that way?
Do you think the other coaches in the league felt that way? And I started to think about it and I was like, you know what? This is going down a very slippery slope very quickly because I'm going to say something here, Mo. There's only really 2 reasons or 2 things that can get Doc Rivers fired as a coach. One is James Harden, and the other is Joel Embiid. And if those guys bail on this situation, this is going to be trouble.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be trouble, Mo, because Okay, just on the outside looking in, and you know me, Doc Rivers is one of my favorite people. Okay, not just favorite coach; he's one of my favorite people.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look right to me, but I want to make sure that I'm seeing it, and I'm just going to stick by what I'm seeing. Tyrese Maxey has to have the ball in his hand.
He had 31 last night.
He had 31. He has to have the ball in his hand. And James Harden has to be the secondary guy. We got to give this team to James.
Doc was saying that he wants James Harden to be like a Magic Johnson role of distributing rather than just going in and trying to score.
Well, I'm telling you what I see, and Doc Rivers is the coach, and he's probably right. However, what I see is the following. Tyrese Maxey, this is his team.
Wow. Not Embiid's team.
No. But Joel Embiid has to be treated as we need him to win, which is he will score the most points. We will run through him. But this has to be Tyrese Maxey's team. Why? Because, Mo, you have to play the game at a certain pace in this era. It's almost like I think the Philadelphia 76ers should look at old tape of Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
When Kareem outlet the ball, when Kareem outletted the ball, the other four guys have 7 seconds to get off a shot. Once the big fella crosses half court, the big fella has to touch the ball.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he meant with the Magic Johnson comparison when he gave it.
I don't think James Harden can do that. Why? Because he doesn't play fast enough. James Harden doesn't play fast enough to do that. Tyrese Maxey he can play with that pace and force the action. And when the big fella crosses half court, no one can shoot the ball because we're not going to waste his time up and down the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the formula for the Sixers because when James Harden has that ball, James Harden plays at his own pace. It's a little faster than Luka Doncic's pace, but not much faster.
I mean, Luka Doncic's pace ain't. Come on, BJ.
Luka Doncic's pace is like incredibly.
That's not a measuring stick.
No, I'm just saying. But he plays slow. James Harden, kind of like Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady was a terrific athlete, but he played slow. He didn't get out and run on the
wings. He wants to get in the half court and get to his spots and attack from his spots.
James Harden, that's how James Harden plays. That's something. James Harden is not a wing runner. James Harden is he's a good athlete though.
Yeah,
but he's not a winger. When you watch Giannis play last night, by the way, he was just impressive. Okay, Giannis plays with thrust as a 4 or 5.
We're about to talk about that game.
Okay,
we're about to talk about that.
So I think Tyrese Maxey is the primary ball handler. He should dictate the tempo of the game. He has the ultra green light. And James Harden, on the first unit, you are just a wing runner. It has to be this way. And there's only 2 guys that have green light on that unit. The big fella, obviously, and Maxey, and everyone else has to fill around. James Harden, when Maxey is off the floor, it's your show. And you can go and do your dribble thing. And
you stagger the lineups, so it works for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the Sixers don't play with pace. Tyrese Maxey is perhaps the fastest guy in the league.
Yeah.
With that ball. That kid has, and you got to allow the pace. How can Montrezl Harrell not score? I'm watching things happen now. I'm going, wait a minute. Now I know Montrezl can score 2 points.
At least.
At least 2 points.
Come on.
Something is going on here where no one else can get involved except those 2 or 3 guys. So that's what I see. I'm sticking with it. Something is going on here, and I don't like it, Mo. I mean, it is tough right now.
As a Celtics fan, I love it.
And I know you love it. I know you love it. I know you're loving it right
now. I was big on the Sixers before the season started, but let's talk about the best player in the world. Not Grant Williams. We're going to talk about Giannis today. Grant Williams, who was suspended for accidentally running into a referee, is an absolute travesty, by the way. But we're going to talk about Giannis.
I was watching that game.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. It wasn't ridiculous. It wasn't ridiculous. It wasn't. I don't think it was an accident.
He was running away to blow off steam so he doesn't cause a reaction. And his side, it's not like he was even, his side brushed against the referee. Referee, get out your feelings. That was one of the worst officiating games I've seen all season long. But let's talk about Giannis. Because going into last night's matchup with the Brooklyn Nets, I read a stat that Giannis was averaging 37 a game against Brooklyn. Because here's the thing with Giannis. In the media, he's so humble and he's a nice guy. But you know, in his head, when he matches up with KD, in his head, he's thinking, well, everyone calls KD the best player in the world. I'm the best player in the world. That's why he always goes and puts out a show. He was averaging 37 against Brooklyn when he goes up against KD. And last night, he put up 43. And you want to know the craziest part? That he put up 43, 14 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Is he did it in just 37 minutes. He's playing like it's a video game. He's playing like he is inside NBA 2K23, which you can get from the link in our bio. Giannis. I don't even need to talk about the rest of the roster. Bobby came off the bench 20 and 11. Nice. But Giannis, I think the Brooklyn Nets going to have nightmares. Did you see when he scored on Ben Simmons and did the too small? He said, Ben Simmons, you're too small. You know, I got to give credit to Ben Simmons, though, for one thing. Okay. I've got to give him credit. Now, BJ, I don't gamble. As you know, I am a Muslim man. I do not gamble, right? But I have some friends who like to partake in betting on sports. And they have said to me that their plan for this season to make money is to bet the under on how many points Ben Simmons is going to score. Because the bookmakers had Ben Simmons down for scoring 8.5 points in last night's game. Okay? He finished with 4 points in 34 minutes. So my friends think they're going to make money all season long by just betting the under, and Ben Simmons completely always disappointing on the scoring side of things. But did you see the clip where Kyrie has driven into the paint?
Yes.
Passes to Ben, and the microphone picks up Kyrie screaming, "Shoot it, Ben." And of course, he doesn't shoot it. The thing with the Nets, sorry, I'm getting all the bad teams mixed up. The thing with the Nets.
Yeah, you're hot today. You're coming in hot. This
is what happens when I do the podcast on more than 10 minutes sleep. You know, usually I do this podcast with less than 30 minutes sleep. Today, I've actually had a nice rest. So I got some energy and I got a fresh trip. So you know I'm in my bag. The thing is, it's Friday tomorrow. Just be aware. You don't want to see me in a robe. Okay. The thing is, if we're going to be serious for a second,
you know, you got Hoodie Mello, you got Robe Mo, you got
Robe Mo. I'm going to have to start hooping. I'm going to turn up to games like, you know how boxers wear that little robe to get in the ring.
Mo just shows up in a robe. Yeah,
you're going to see me in Clapham Common wearing the robe. But so what's become apparent? Okay, Ben Simmons can't be on the court at the same time as either the other non-shooters on the Brooklyn Nets, Day'Ron Sharpe, or mainly Nick Claxton, who currently starts the center. It just doesn't work. The lineups just do not work with having 2 non-shooters on the court. So either you're going to play Ben Simmons at the 5 and put Claxton on the bench, or you're going to have Ben Simmons on the bench and Claxton at the 5. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. And they've got to realize it sooner rather than later that
well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this about Ben Simmons. You know, we've been very, I think our listeners in particular have been very patient with Ben. He's had, whether it's his back, reported mental health issues. And I think we've been very patient. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said he needed time, even though it was reported that he was, medically cleared. But, I get it. You need time, and there are obstacles and hurdles you have to get over before you play. It's become very apparent to me in watching Ben over the years. Your confidence stems from the work that you put in on the floor. That's one area, Mo, that you can't hide. He doesn't have any confidence. All right. When you watch him at the free throw line, or you watch him, it's painful now to watch him.
Yeah.
Because you know that he doesn't have the confidence. But you have to ask yourself, how come? Like, Mo, if I'm shooting 1,000 free throws a day, I'm going to figure something out.
You know what a wise man once told me, BJ?
What's that?
Once you lose your confidence,
You
don't get it back.
Get it back. You
don't get it back.
And it's you know, we must have spoke to that same Wiseman, because I'm gonna tell you something more. I've never seen a player regain it. Now, you may go through slumps. You may go through shooting where you're just not shooting the ball well. But once you lose your confidence, and it appears to me that he's lost his confidence now.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that for years now.
Okay. And, you know, you talk about Giannis. Look, Giannis now has entered into he's in a rare space right now, because he's not trying to be the best player.
He has been for the last 5 years.
He has been. But you know what he's doing, Mo? Which I've only seen a few players. He's trying to destroy every player that he plays against.
Oh, yeah. Especially the big name ones.
Mo, he's not trying to be the best player in the game. Like, I'm just want to be the best. I want everybody to say I'm the best.
He's trying to be
He's
the best
trying to destroy
ever.
He's trying to destroy people now. Okay. He's trying, and he's not trying to be friends with them. He comes off as humble, and he says all these bad dad jokes. By the way, I think some of them are really funny.
Of course you do. Of course you
do.
I
think some of them are really.
If someone asked me, out of everyone you know in the world, who would actually laugh at one of Giannis's jokes, your name would be at the top of the list, BJ.
Yeah, and I think some of them are really funny.
I feel like him and Jokic and Doncic must have a group chat where they just tell bad jokes to each other. Because that's just the vibes I get from those guys.
I mean, the jokes are so bad, but the comedic timing of what he's saying to me is just hilarious. And his expressions that he laughs at his own jokes just makes me laugh. Like, he's laughing before he even gives the punchline. And I think that's really, I think that makes me laugh.
It's also interesting because I don't speak any other languages, but how do jokes work in foreign languages when you speak them? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm assuming English jokes and Greek jokes are very different. So that also must make it extra funny for him.
I know it's hilarious. The culture, the whole thing. But I want to say this, Bo, I think he is trying to destroy the confidence of the other players. And I think he wants everybody to do what every amazing player, like, you know, like I'm trying to give him another category, like every amazing player. When I say amazing player, like Larry Bird may not be your favorite player, right? But no one can deny that he was an amazing player.
Yeah,
you know,
Kobe,
Magic
LeBron.
Johnson. Yeah, those some guys you can't. You know, you may like LeBron. He may not be your favorite player, but you can't deny that he is not an amazing player. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This kid right now is going after every great player who's ever played. He's trying to destroy the game so that you can't compare him to any other player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you watch him now, there's no doubt about it. He was going after KD last night. There's no doubt that he's going after Joel Embiid. 100%. There's no doubt he's going after every player so that every player will say, okay, we know who the best guy is. Now, who's the second best player?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be up there with.
He wants to be undeniable. Remember when I said before the media don't show Giannis enough love? He wants to be so great that everyone knows. But I've got to wrap up the show with two things. Speaking of greatness, the greatest tweet I've ever seen was tweeted yesterday, BJ.
Oh.
And do you know which account?
Missed the greatest tweet? I don't like to miss the.
If you've got your phone on you right now,
I'm sure it was a burner.
No. It was an official. It was an official blue tick verified account. Okay. And I want you to read out to the people who tweeted it and what they said. Are you ready?
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, I've sent you a screenshot.
The greatest tweet.
Read it out for the people.
What is wrong with you?
For the people.
Okay. First of all, I have to set this up. So last night, of course, you know, Mo and I, we just go back and forth, right? That should probably be podcast in itself. The things that we
should have a
'cause that's
podcast
probably-
about not NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not it. So I sent Mo over, I think, the video of Karl Anthony Towns talking about they have to
Yeah, we talked about this on the show.
clean
the
up their
other day,
diet. Yeah, we talked to, did we talk about it? I can't remember.
Yeah, because we were talking about
said
Derrick
something
Rose
like
eating skills and all that good stuff.
that. Yeah. And then Mo just sends, and here's his most greatest tweet. Good luck to every high-level athlete who eats Popeyes, regardless of what their teammates say.
And which account tweeted that?
Popeyes.
The official Popeyes account.
Popeyes.
The official Blue Tick Popeyes account. When I saw that tweet, I laughed so much I forgot to even send it to you. I had to send it to you today. I laughed so much. And do you know my favorite part about that? Do you know my favorite part about that? Because in the first quarter of the game last night, Anthony Edwards had 16 points in the first quarter, and Karl Anthony Towns had 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then Popeyes tweeted that, and I was just on the floor laughing. I was just, this is hilarious.
You know what? I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man. Everyone's different. Like you would think that these.
Well, I think Anthony Edwards is
athletes,
trolling now because he said after the game, he goes, "I've not even eaten Popeyes in 2 years." So I think he's just he definitely eating Popeyes in the last 2 years. I mean, I couldn't live in a world where I don't eat Popeyes for 2 years. I think he's just trolling. I think he's just trolling at this point. I think he's laughing at Cat. I think he's just laughing at Cat, and he just.
I love these guys who, they're all vegan or they're all whatever. Okay, I think some of the guys actually do it, but you know what? Everyone has a little cheat day. Come on, you gotta have a little cheat day.
I just happen to have one every day.
Oh, Mo, yeah, your diet is a special diet.
I'm working on it though. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. This week I've had a new challenge. My trainer challenged me to get 10,000 steps in every day. So I'm like walking around everywhere that I would usually drive. I'm trying to change my lifestyle a little bit. But I'll leave the episode on this one thing though, because someone's just sent this in to the Discord server. So if you're not in the Discord server, join in there. All the listeners of the show, we have great conversations about the NBA. Only 2 teams that have started the season 0-4 have made the playoffs that same season. BJ, do you know what those 2 teams are?
I think one year I was on a team that started off 0-4. I think
nope. Only 2 teams. You would start 0-3, but not 0-4.
Okay, I remember we started off like 0-3 one year. I remember something.
Okay. And then still made the playoffs in that same season. Nope.
Yeah.
The only 2 teams ever. I don't know if this is ever, but this is just what I've been told. But the 2017 Thunder and the 2021 Washington Wizards. And guess who led both of those 2 teams to the playoffs?
It's Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. Ladies and gentlemen, Lakers fans, your savior is amongst you. Stop disrespecting the man who's going to carry you to the promised land if you start appreciating him. Also, I love the news that he bought a house opposite LeBron. All these Laker fans thinking they get rid of him, and he bought the house.
Mo, stay on the court. No, we got to stay on the court.
Well, we're going to be back tomorrow.
You said 2 things. That was 3 things. Get out of here.
Tomorrow, we are answering your questions. We'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you leave a review, leave a rate, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And most importantly, unlike the Lakers so far this season,
oh, gosh.
get buckets!